Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this new figure unboxing and review we're going to be looking at the haslab Victory Saber gift set. So this is already going to be a bit of a struggle trying to get them to fit on camera, but I aim to do the best review I can possible. So what we're going to do with this video, we're going to unbox him live in a second, have a look at the entire contents of the packaging. You can see I've already got some of the other figures of the original versions of these lined up at the side, so we can do a full comparison of both the combined mode, not just the combined mode, but of the individual bots that they were as well, so we can have a real good look at them, see how they've improved on the quality. I've also got some of the original boxes to hand as well, because this has got the number with the Cybertron number there on the inside, and of course on the inside of that sleeve we've got that as well. So there is going to be quite a bit to get through with this particular video, and of course we can see how the Brain of Courage has changed from old to new as well. And yeah, exactly that. So obviously very excited to see this figure in hand. I backed it instantly. You can probably tell, and friends of the channel will know, that I'm a huge fan of the Japanese continuity of Transformers, and that of course is exactly what this is. So let's carefully take this off. Oh, right, there we go. Apologies for the glare. This, I believe, is just a poster. Now, again, with regards to all my reviews, I do them literally like this. I've looked at pictures, obviously, but I've not seen anybody else's review. So this is, again, my first impressions. There, of course, is Deathsaurus or Desirus. There, of course, is the brilliant Victory artwork. And there, of course, is Holly and Fire, who are, of course, that's a lovely little poster. We can see we've got the instructions there. That, I believe, is the weapons pack. And then this is going to make, with the stand, this is going to make things much easier, because what I can do now is very carefully turn them on the side like that, and hopefully now, yeah, I can get this all to fit on screen. What I'm going to do just there, though, is I'm going to take this box and I'm going to unwrap it just very quickly, because it should all come apart quite neatly. Just there we can have a look at them inside there, and this is the reverse of the box. So this is beautiful as well. Look, so we've got, there is Victory Saber, there is a picture of the actual product. See there, we've got C328, which was indeed the reference number. That is the original Victory artwork that was on the back of all of the boxes, anything Victory related in the 1989 toy line. There, of course, is Thesaurus' ship. And then if I can carefully, because again, this is huge, it's so good to have such a huge, and this feels like a premium product, let's be honest. There is the base mode that he transforms into. There is how the Brain of Courage is going to work. There's the Micromasters, there's Victory Saber himself, Star Saber, Victory Leo, and of course the combined jet mode that you don't see too much of either. But again, just to show you how much of a homage that is, this is the original Star Saber box. So this is the version 1, so this is the horizontal one, not the vertical one. There is the C number. We've got all the same sort of imagery, and as I just pointed out there, there is the original Victory Saber artwork. Right, again, I'm going to try and do this as best I can all in one take as well, just so it sort of flows. Sometimes I'm gonna have to stop to take some things out of the boxes, obviously, but let's just carefully slide this guy out. And then, yeah, it's in a plastic case, it's all covered up. We've got the beautiful gold reflecting. Looks really good, he really does. And I'm going to do the same with Victory Leo. Then I am going to have to just sort of cut the video just so I can get these guys out. Yeah, there's Victory Leo. Beautiful paintwork on it. Lovely looking detail. There's all the weapons. So yes, what I am going to do now then is just pause very briefly, set them free from their plastic prisons, and then what we're going to do is we're going to do some first impressions before looking at some of them in their other modes. Okay then, so I've set him free from the packaging and I've got all the accessories ready that we're going to have a look at with Victory Leo first. As I've mentioned, I'm going to split these down into individual videos because there's so much going on with these figures and I really want to do them justice. So first impressions, Victory Leo. is how weighty this feels. It really does feel weighty. It feels robust. It looks good. They've got this brilliant reflective gold there on the chest. Got the lovely detail on the head. Articulation wise, we've got full rotation on the head, which I was quite surprised about. This will lift up, but that's obviously for transformation purposes. However, there's still a tiny little bit of a nod up and down. Shoulders will go all the way around, out to the side, swivel underneath. We haven't really got much of a bicep flexion, I don't think, this way around, purely again due to transformation process. Same as we don't have a waist swivel. This is going to literally separate in two, by the looks of it, exactly the same as the G1, so that is stunning. But we do have full articulation. Listen to them ratchets out to the front, to the back. You can see them on the side there. Out to the side, we've got a twizzle. Yeah, we've got a hip twizzle at the top. We've got knee rock. And look at this. They've even got articulation. I mean, I know these are toes, but it's just the feet, isn't it? Full articulation there. There's like literally no gaps either on this. It's crazy. The detail is brilliant. These are all clipped into the back. It is a simply stunning figure, which, let's be honest, it is a premium figure. It is a premium price. And at the moment, it really looks like they have delivered. Now, the instruction book, I can't even attempt to get on camera. It is huge, and it is literally a book. What we've also got is they've got some stickers, and these are to go on the wings. I don't think I'm going to put mine on, in honesty. Let's just bring this back up a second, and I'm going to do things slightly differently with this, because again, I know people just want to see these figures. I will bring this guy back in. No, in fact, I don't need to. I'm going to bring him in now. So there is the G1. And as I said in my other video on these, the only negative thing I can think of these is you can see, in fact, you can't even see how big the original figure is. It is huge compared to this guy. So it's just like an upscaled. It's weird. It's an upscaled but downsized version of this in every aspect of the way. It really is. So the detail on here is exactly the same, just smaller, but much more articulate. And the big one, the original one, as I say, is exactly that. It's much taller, but nowhere near as articulate. And again, we can have a look at all the effects that we've got on here. So we've got the huge cannon. What I like about this is you can actually pop it in his hand. It was so big on the original figure that it wouldn't fit at all. So I can actually rest that there in his hands, and he can actually pose with it. And even though it's huge and ginormous, it doesn't come off either. You can see it's staying in position, which is great. I'm going to just, in fact, I'm going to take it out of the way just for now though, because it is so big. It's massive. And what we've got here is we've got these two cannons. Now, if you wanted to, you could attach these in the hands like so. These never look as good like this. But I like the fact that they're white and red rather than, let me just attach this here. Again, it's huge. I'm trying to work in just the space that I've got, and I've got no space to work with it at all. It's just ginormous. They don't look too bad there in his hands, to be honest. But of course, these are supposed to go. And what I like about this is there's lots of play with them. So here we go. We can attach these either on the back there or on the back of the red part, and then you can separate that and fold it up, to be honest. And you can see these will fold out. In fact, let's pop it in here and let's bring these up and over. So there we go. We've got these over the top. We've got the blast effects. Now, I'm being honest, I'm not usually a huge blast effect fan, but all the images and all the pictures you see of these, it is with these blast effects. So I think it's only right that I do exactly the same, because the color scheme they've picked, I think, does work really well. There we go. So you can see, oh, you know, you can't, because again, it doesn't fit. Again, if you're new to this channel, I literally try and do everything in one take. If I make a mistake, I'm human, I make a mistake, I'll go back to it, or I'll try and, you know, correct it or whatever. But I think it's much more realistic exactly like this, when we're just going, not even off the cuff, but I'm just going through exactly my experience as I pick this figure up. So there it is, huge. Look, it's so good. And by the looks of it, we could attach this around the side as well, because it's got all these movements on it. I know that you can attach that in the upper arm of Victory Saber when fully combined. As I said, I'm still making my way through the book. It's huge. I'm going to move the original one out of the way for now. And as I say, I'm doing these videos all in different orders to how I would normally do. I'm going to bring in his partner that came in with him inside that box. So there is, of course, Star Saber. So what we're looking at realistically is about a Voyager class size figure and about a Commander class size figure. So I suppose just to prove this, and please don't worry, Star Saber is going to be in his own video soon. Once again, I just want to do these guys justice. I don't want to rush through it. I don't want to miss anything out. So I've mentioned about a Voyager. Here's G2 Laser Prime, pretty much about the same height. Now this has gone on the squiff again. I'm having no fun with this. Right, this is going to be a good comparison, or a good display idea. There is Galaxy Shuttle. He's a bit taller than Galaxy Shuttle. Let's move all these over just to give you an idea. This guy's got some really commanding presence, I think, because of how wide he is and indeed how big he is at the same time. Here's another Commander class figure. Again, not the tallest, but there he is next to Rodimus Prime, looking pretty good in all honesty. And this is just obviously not for display, just for scale, to give you an idea. There is Core Class Shockwave, who just about comes underneath his waist, so it's a good sized figure. It really is. If you don't have any of these newer figures, and perhaps this has turned your head and you've started buying them and you haven't brought any in ages, there is a thrilling 30 version of Orion Pack, so you can see he's much bigger than him as well. I'm just going to very quickly just move these out of the way and just do some very quick more, again, first impressions to give you an idea of him, because what I'm going to do after this, we're going to have a look at him in his tiger mode, or his Leo, shall we say, his lion mode, obviously. I'll even keep that in. And then we'll have a look at him in his spaceship, and then we will fully combine him into the Victory Saber robot mode, and I'll save the combined jet mode again for another video so I can fit all this in. You can see that these will click and tab into place there as well, and then these will actually fold out again as well, so maybe there's another place I can have a look at finding them to fit. I wonder if they'll fit now, maybe on there. Oh, you've got 5mm cutouts here on as well, to be honest, so can they fit on the side? Let's have a look. I've just seen this. No, they're not going to fit there because it's just too big. Right, that is all there is to say about this guy in robot mode. It is spectacular. Let's have a look at him in his alternate mode then. Okay, then we're back, and as you can see, he's in his alternate mode. Quick apologies, no transformation process on this video. A couple of reasons. One, to keep the length of this video down, and two, again, it's a new figure, so I don't necessarily want to spoil it for people who want to experience that transformation process for themselves for the very first time. However, I will be uploading it soon separately so you can see it if you wanted to. Now, the transformation process itself wasn't that difficult. Again, very similar to the original G1. Just a lot more articulation with him, I'll be honest as well. The first thing I did was pull, I suppose, these, what would they be classed as? Would they be classed as his whiskers? I pulled them off straight away because you're supposed to pull these or flare these out, and it came off straight away. But it was very simple to reattach, as you can see. And again, it looks good considering he's got wings on it. It's, you know, it's always going to be difficult to make a lion with wings, etc. But you can see we've got articulation in the upper leg, in the knee. The legs will move. These will move as well. These are all so stiff. It's just, again, a brand new toy. All this will move. When you do pop that, though, you will see obviously the fist for the robot come out in place. We've also realised there's some holes there on the forearm, so I could have attached these when he was in robot mode as well. And again, I mean, all of these, in fact, you could do it. I mean, all of these abundance. I've just noticed these. Wow, there's some serious amounts of 5mm ports. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a play around with these. So traditionally, they're supposed to go on the top of there. But before we do that, I'm going to have a look at how we can attach these in, I suppose, some other ways. I mean, these will attach, you can see, on the top of his hips, on the bottom part of his hips. They don't look too bad like that either, to be honest. They really don't. I love this figure. I love these toys, and if you've seen any of my reviews on the originals, what I really like about them is they're more than just a figure. They're a play set. There's so much you can do with all the accessories, and indeed the fact that they've got so many modes. We could also put these on the back here as well if we wanted, and of course the fact that you can lift and raise them up and down. I mean, imagine the fun that you can have with these when you get the new Junkians and you can start attaching parts to them as well. It's going to be insane. It really is. It's going to be nuts. Here we go. I've got Galaxy Shuttle right next to me, who of course has an abundance of accessories. So let's just put a few of these on there like so. Yeah, you can really start to power him up. And indeed, if I turn these out of the way, this was what I was going to show you. You can then take this, you can fold this back. You've got a connective part on the top. You take your big cannon and then you fold this back, and then this is now going to clip over on top of there like so. Let's have a look at this and sit into place. Of course, I've just pressed these down, but you can see how easy it is. That looks phenomenal. That really does look good. As I say, and this is only just brushing the surface of the things that you can do. We can attach the blast effects. We can attach more weapons if we really wanted to. To be honest, I even think that we could attach the original ones to the sides of the legs. Let me have a look. No, this is the original one. So these haven't got the ports. These stick onto ports. Unfortunately, I was going to see if I could attach them via the legs as well. But you know what? That looks really good. So what I'm going to do, just because obviously you need to see what he should look like, if I take these out for now, and if I do attach these where they're supposed to go, and then there's no reason why I can't reattach them at the back. And oh, I've knocked one of his claws out now, or these fangs rather. So let's see how easy this is to go in, because again, it's all new to me as well. It's not too detrimental. He says I can't reach around. I could pop it in. There you go. So again, if anything like that happens on these videos, I will keep it in just to show you. So we could attach this, let's have a look, via that port there. And then I think, do you know what, that is all, let's be honest, I'm going to do with him in this mode. So I'm going to come back now again rather, and he's going to be in his spaceship mode. That is right, he has a spaceship mode as well. We're going to have a look at that right now. Okay, so we're back, and I've got him pretty much near enough transformed into his jet or flying machine mode, shall we say. And yes, I've got to confess, this does look very odd and I suppose quite basic, but if you've seen the film, you will see that it is exactly pretty much what it looks like. But again, same with most things, you really do need the accessory to really, I suppose, top it off. And funnily enough, I've just had a play around as well, because I really wanted to get this to balance in this mode, because I've never seen any images at all of just this ship. And I suppose, I don't know if I've hacked it or not, but it just doesn't balance. It just hasn't got the weight. And of course, you only ever see the full combined Victory Saber ship on that. However, if you do this, and I'm going to show you right now what we've got here, we've got a cutout there and a cutout there, and we've got a tab. Oh, pop that down. We've got a tab there and a cutout there. So turn it upside down, line this up. It will click into place on both. Now it's still not heavy enough, believe you me, it's still not heavy enough. I'm going to lift that up as well, just to put a bit more weight at the front. This is more like what you're used to seeing. Oh, and this has happened already, so you can see that if it happens to yours, it's completely normal. So the red bit has popped off here, because again, I've just had a go at doing exactly what I'm about to show you. So this is more like the appearance of what you will see in the cartoon when, oh, Victory Leo is indeed in the jet sort of mode. It looks much better than that. Again, I can put the red stickers on, which I haven't yet intentionally, but what I am going to do is I'm literally, as I say, counterbalancing this now. So by putting all the weight on this, and I've not seen anybody else do this yet. I'm not saying I'm the only person in the world who's thought of doing it, obviously. I'm sure other people have had a go, but if you wanted to now, this will balance because it's weighted out. It's weighted out, so it doesn't fully clip in or anything, but you can see that it does attach, and it does in fact hold itself on there. Let's just take it off there again quickly, and I suppose just do a couple of little things again with all the accessories that you can take from other figures. And again, you can turn this into a souped up, just ridiculously overpowered jet. Oh, that's just fell out. Again, the abundance of, I suppose, possible combinations, etc., is just, it's fantastic for this. In fact, here we go. I've got a shattered glass jet fire here as well. Let's take some of his accessories. The only problem is I'll have to forget where I'll have to remember where I've took them all from, just in case I forget at the end. But there we go. Let's get these attached. Look at that. You can do loads of it. Imagine putting all the blast effects on that as well. This is great. What a great toy. What a great figure. Right, what I'm going to do then for the final time, and quick apologies now, I'm going to bring him back combined as part of Victory Saber, but robot mode, I'm saving the combined form of the jets for the Victory Saber only video. So we're going to come back for the final time with him combined as part of Victory Saber for some more comparisons, height and other figures. Okay then, back for the final time, and as you can see, he is combined into his glorious Victory Saber form. Again, apologies, no transformation on this particular video. It is already uploaded though if you want to see the combining process. So the hardest part for this now is, in honesty, keeping it all in the video for you can see. And let's have a look then. So obviously we've got, even though he's so big, even though he's robust, he's still got all the same articulation as what Star Saber had. So you've still got all the movement in the shoulders with the ratchets. You now of course have a waist swivel though, because obviously he is combined. You can tell that Victory Leo was indeed just the feet, and indeed the backpack. And for those of you who know Victory, I remember reading a few years ago that what a step down for Optimus Prime to become Star Saber's shoes. If you've seen it, you'll understand exactly what that means. With regards to accessories though, let's have a go at popping these on. So we've of course got the cannons, which will fit like so on top of there. Yep, these should clip in. And again, the brilliant thing about this is you've got loads of movement with them all. The huge cannon, this part's going to go around the top of the elbow there, and this will just rest inside his hand. He says, let's see if I can do it. Perfect. There we go. And then you've got a choice. You've got a choice of having him with the sword, because of course he is Star Saber. Oh, and funnily enough, I will be showing that in more detail in the Star Saber video. But if this slides all the way up, as you can see, it fires the sword out. So let's pop the sword there like so. Oh, I've done it again. You'd think I'd have learned from the first time. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put the gun in his hand like so. I'm going to take the sword, or the V sword, and I'm going to attach this. Now I'm going to spin it round on the back, and you can see that he holds together. Oh, I need to clip this all the way down as well. Has it gone in? Yeah, there it is. Let's just move the head, and I can pop the sword, I suppose, in any one of these holes at the back and just leave it there for safe keeping. There we go. So you can actually put all that there as well. Right, what we need to do now is some comparisons, and this is going to be really tough. Oh, we've got the shields as well. Again, there's so much we can do. Let's put the blast effects on though, because again, I said at the beginning actually, and I'm quite surprised how much I like these blast effects. I've not normally, you can't even see them. I've just realized, don't worry, I will pan out just so you can see. The hardest problem I'm going to have now, in fact, what I'll do is I will put figures that will fit in shot first and foremost, to give you an idea again of the fully combined sized. But then with some other normal figures, it's going to be really difficult. So we've got Netflix Soundwave, who's a Voyager there. I'm going to bring out Galaxy Shuttle again, and you've seen this guy. He's been in the corner for the entirety of the video. I'm going to bring him in a minute. He is the original Generation 1 version, and he's huge, to be honest. Only bested by Fortress Maximus. I think he's bigger than Scorponok, he's bigger than Overlord. I'm just doing some quick, again, comparisons here for you to give you some ideas of the height of this. So it's a big commander class. It's obviously way bigger than Rodimus. However, as you're about to see in a second, when we put him next to Shattered Glass Jetfire, Shattered Glass Jetfire just edges it, and this is where I'm going to hugely start to struggle. So I'm going to have to bring this back, lift this up a little. Right, so there we go. I've just about got them in. So let's move Galaxy Shuttle out of the way, and this video was obviously based on Victory Leo. So there is the original G1 Victory Leo. Again, you can see just how big he is. And again, if you want to see any of the reviews on the Generation 1 figures, they're on this channel. So that's, in fact, let's move you out of the way now, because you can see that it's just about as big. Let's bring in G1 Star Saber. So this is just G1 Star Saber. His brain of courage is out because ready for the video. but you can see just how big the original Generation 1 toys actually were. Let's get Victory Leo out of the way for a second. This is, I've forgotten his reference number, my apologies, but this is Masterpiece Star Saber, which you can see is again huge. And I suppose what I'd say about this is it's a good version of Star Saber. In fact, I'll do it in more detail in the Star Saber video. This is just, again, I suppose, a smaller version of that, but an updated version of the Generation 1. Right, what I'm going to try and do, this is going to be really difficult, so apologies, and I'm going to pray I don't knock over the actual camera, but this is the original Victory Saber in the background. The cannon is too big, you can't see. Right, let's try this. There's the original one in the background. Right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to just, because these are too big, bear with me 2 seconds and set up a proper display. Okay then, so the final part of this video, there is the original Victory Saber on the left next to the new haslab one on this side. So again, huge figures. It's just so good to be able to get updated versions of these. Again, I've run out of superlatives. There's not much more to say about this guy. He's fantastic. There is going to be quite a few more videos on the way. Of course, we've got Star Saber to do, and then we've got both combined versions of Victory Saber, including the Jet, coming up as well. And I'll drip feed some of the transformation processes as well, because again, I've already had people asking not to spoil it, so I'm going to do my very best not to do that. Hope you enjoyed looking at him. Let me know in the comments what you think. And again, once we've got all these out of the way, normal reviews will resume of other figures as well. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care.